the world's largest microchip maker, forecast second quarter sales that topped analyst predictions. Now, it says sales will be around $10.2 billion as global demand for computers grows. The company also increased its full-year margin forecast to about 64%. Well, over the first 3 months of the year, Intel recorded a $2.4 billion in profit. That's 4 times more than the same time last year. And joining me now in the studio to discuss all of this is Intel's UK and Ireland Director, Graham Palmer. Graham, thank you so much for joining us. Now, pretty pleased, I imagine, with these figures, but there are specific challenges in Europe that maybe the US and certainly the emerging markets aren't facing. What is your biggest fear for this year?
Well, I think you're right that the first quarter results are excellent for us, and we're really pleased to come out of a recession with a very strong first quarter results. And in fact, in my 20 years at Intel, I think we're probably best placed now than we've ever been in the past with the range of products that we have that we're offering into the marketplace. And I think those results have really been driven by 2 key factors. One, businesses really continuing to embrace the technology that we're offering them to allow them to drive greater efficiency, and also consumers, an insatiable demand from consumers to really be able to connect with their friends and drive a lot of that social media.
Have you had to cut prices, though, to entice consumers in still difficult periods?
Well, clearly we're in a very competitive market, and I think our gross margin performance illustrates that we've continued to focus on reducing our costs. So our manufacturing costs has been a huge focus for us, our ability to move to our 32-nanometer manufacturing process, and recently we've just said that we're able to pull in our 3rd and 4th factory, which will further allow us to reduce our costs. So yes, we're in a very competitive market. Yes, we focus on our costs, but of course we want to ensure that we're delivering the very best technology at very competitive prices to our customers.
Graham, as director for the UK and Ireland, it must have been tougher for you than some of your peers elsewhere, where the markets are growing just by more and consumer spending is more ripe.
I think that's very valid, that certainly the UK perhaps entered the recession sooner. We've seen a more difficult recession, and certainly when I talk to retailers and businesses in the UK, the dollar exchange rate is a challenge for us. But equally, if we look specifically in the financial sector, we're starting to see, for example, Nomura Bank sampling some of our latest generation technology that allows them to accelerate their trading, because as we all know, just adding a few or reducing a few milliseconds from your trades can impact millions of dollars to your trading performance. So there's a lot of interest now in the enterprise environment in the UK to really embrace the technology, but you're right, it has been a very tough period.
So if we look at your customers, who's picking up the most? Is it corporate clients, or is it actually private clients, you know, me just going out buying?
Well, consumers really throughout 2009 continue to really embrace mobility. Mobility is, you know, we would call it a mega trend. It just continues unabated, and consumers continue to really embrace computing. It's no longer a luxury, it's really a requirement now that pretty much most people have their own computer. So consumers continue. Businesses are really starting to now to look at their aging PC installed base. So, you know, a 4-year-old computer is becoming increasingly more expensive to manage and maintain. Windows 7, Intel's latest technology on top of that platform, is really allowing businesses to reduce their cost of owning PC clients as well.
Now, you don't have any chips in the iPad. There's so much talk about the iPad, about how much is going to generate in revenue. Was this a mistake?
Not at all. You know, it's wonderful that a new segment is appearing. I think that's very similar to what Intel achieved a couple of years ago with the netbook, that it's a new segment in the market that's appeared. I think we'll see many new manufacturers appearing in that tablet category, where we'll see Intel processors in those devices. So we're really excited that new category is appearing, and well done to Apple for really creating a new segment for the whole industry.
Graham, there's so much concern amongst UK businessmen about tax raising. We're going into an election in just a couple of weeks. Who would you support from a business point of view?
I mean, I think what our customers want from Intel is for us to focus on continuing to develop great products, to deliver innovative technology, to allow them to be more efficient and more agile. That's our job. That's what we're going to focus on. We're not politicians, so we'll keep a focus on developing great products.
Graham, great to speak to you. Thank you so much for coming in the studio.